My name is Mrs. Marilyn Lovena, your General Chemistry 1 teacher from the S cluster of your modules. Today, I will show you how to determine the limiting reactant. From this example of chemical equation, you have 2 atoms of hydrogen plus 2 atoms of oxygen will give you a product of 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen. To balance this, since you have 2 atoms of oxygen in the reactant, let's put 2, we'll now have a 2 atoms of oxygen in the product and 2 atoms of oxygen in the reactant. But it will give you a 4 atoms of hydrogen. Let's now balance the equation. Then, you now have 4 atoms of hydrogen, 2 atoms of oxygen, 4 atoms of hydrogen, and 2 atoms of oxygen. The equation is now balanced. Let's proceed to step number 2. Compute molar mass of the elements or compound. So, how do you determine the molar mass? Molar mass is the number of moles, which is mathematically computed by mass over molecular weight. Molecular weight is the atomic weight times the number of atoms. For hydrogen, the atomic weight of hydrogen is 1.008 grams per mole. Since you have 2 atoms of hydrogen times 2, 2 times 0.16 grams per mole. For oxygen, your atomic weight is 15.998. You also have 2 atoms of oxygen, which will give you 31.99 grams per mole. Now, going back to this formula, number of moles of hydrogen is equal to mass given is 15 grams divided by the molecular weight will give you 7.44 moles. While in oxygen, number of moles of oxygen is equal to the mass given is 10 grams divided by the molecular weight, which will give you 0.31 moles of oxygen. Now, for step number 3, you compute for the mole ratio from the balance equation. So, you have 7.44 moles of hydrogen times the mole ratio, which will be from the balance equation, the coefficient of the balance equation. 1 mole of oxygen versus 2 moles of hydrogen will give you 3.72 moles of oxygen. Same goes with how you will compute the number of moles of oxygen. 0.31 moles times 2 moles of hydrogen divided by 1 mole of oxygen will yield to 0.62 mole of hydrogen. Since you need 3.72 moles of hydrogen to consume 7.44 grams moles of hydrogen, the oxygen will be your limiting reactant, since you only have 0.31 moles of oxygen. Let's go to step number 4. The limiting reagent determines how much product will be produced. As mentioned, oxygen will be your limiting reactant, since oxygen will be consumed totally before hydrogen is consumed. So, we get the mole ratio of oxygen versus water. So, you have 1 mole of oxygen versus 2 moles of water. You will now get the number of moles of water. For the number of moles of water, to get the mass of water divided by molecular weight of water. For the molecular weight of water, so atomic weight of hydrogen is 1.008 times 2, since you have 2 atoms of hydrogen in water molecule. And then for oxygen, you have 1 atom. So hydrogen will be 2.016 grams per mole plus 15.98 grams per mole. So the molecular weight of water will be 18.014 grams per mole. We need the mass of water. The working formula will be mass times number of moles of water times the molecular weight of water. Number of moles is 0.62 moles times the molecular weight of water, which is 18.014 grams per mole. Mass of water is 0.62 times 18.014 will be equal to 11.17 grams of water. You will produce 11.17 grams of water in 15 grams of hydrogen and 10 grams of oxygen. That's all. Thank you.